What's up, guys? RHD Josh here. You guys can just call me Josh. I just like RHD because my Skyline's right-hand drive. Okay, so today I'm going to be pulling apart my Nissan KA24DE. I have spent so much time and money into this motor, and it's been so reliable. I've raced with it. The only thing I do is drag race, so that's all I do. My goal with it is to make 850 horsepower. Right now, with the way it sits, I could probably make like 650, and then the head starts becoming a factor that I don't want to see. So, yeah, I drove the car all summer. It ran great. But it's wintertime, it's 20 degrees outside, and I was like, might as well take it out the car and paint the engine bay, because the engine bay doesn't look that good. So, pulled it out. I'm gonna take the timing chain out, check it, make sure it didn't stretch and stuff like that. Put the cams in, put it all back together, the whole shebang. So let me give you the rundown on this motor. I have ARP head studs, ARP main studs. I got the motor bored over for bigger pistons, so I have Wisco 89.5 millimeters. I have Manley Turbo Tough rods, King race bearings, ACL main bearings. These are 740cc injectors, but I have 2000 cc's on the way. I have VS Racing 6262 dual ball bearing turbo, which is, it was good for the summer, you know. It sounds really good, but I'm gonna go bigger because it's not gonna be enough. I'm gonna run out of efficiency. Down here I have a Precision 44 millimeter wastegate. Yeah, I said that right. And right now it's at 22 pounds of boost. It's not gonna be at 22 pounds. I'm trying to see what 35 feels like. So, I got cams because the head is completely stock. And these heads, they flow great, but once you start getting in that high power range, you need a little bit of lope in there, you know what I mean? So I got this. Brian Crower, 264 cams for a Nissan KA. Hey man, I should be their spokesperson, but not for real though. So my goal for tonight is strip the valve cover, take it off, take off all the timing, like all the chains, everything, make sure it's good to go in tip-top shape. Put these in, redo all the timing chain, put it all back together, and then wait for an excessive adapter plate. It is, because I have a 300ZX twin turbo transmission, and it doesn't bolt right up to the K, so you have to get an adapter plate so that way you can bolt them up together. And I also have the dry shaft as well, and everything else, so that way I can run the 300ZX transmission in the S14. I don't know why they didn't just make it the same, but supposedly they can hold like 1,000 torque, like 1,000 torque. So we will test that theory, most definitely. I'm gonna test that theory. Also, I'm not sponsored by these people, but I freaking love them, bro. We have Nitrous Express 10-pound bottle, I think it is. Yeah, 10-pound bottle, I think. Anyway, so I'm gonna be running a 50 shot this summer. Since I'm going a bigger turbo, you know, just to have that button like Need for Speed and Fast and Furious and stuff like that. So, I'm not gonna do too much talking, but the final goal is to make this shit. So, I'm gonna get it there. Just stay along. I'm gonna see if I can put music. I'm not sure because I don't want to get copyrighted. So if I can find some music that I can just put while I'm doing everything, I'll make scenes in between so you guys can see me taking it all down, and I'll explain different things if you guys have any questions. Wow, I'm out of breath. Anyway, so we're gonna get into it, and thanks for tagging along or watching. Yeah, it's the same thing. Oh shit. Alright guys, so that clip's probably gonna be like 30 seconds. Anyways, took off the valve cover, all the accessories, alternator, power steering, took all the belts off, took the oil pump off, took the oil pan off, timing cover where the distributor goes, and now I'm gonna pull all the timing components off, take the cams out, put the new cams in, retime it, put it all back together. I wanted to paint the block, but honestly, bro, I don't even care because when the motor's in the car, you can't even see the block. So it don't even matter if it's painted or not. And it's my personal car, and I'm getting the engine bay painted anyway, so you're not gonna see it. And there's so much stuff around it, but that's pretty much it. I'm gonna do a time lapse of me taking all the timing components off and the cams, and then when I get to the cams, I'll actually record a video of me putting them in. So yeah, let's get back to work, and see you in a minute. Alrighty, I think the camera's a little bit off, guys, but let's get back into it. That was the intake side, so we're gonna go ahead and take these little cam caps. Take these cam caps, put them in. And mind you guys, it's not gonna be a direct fit because, oh, this makes it easier. My RB is a little bit harder to put cams in, so. This is kind of like the, I don't know, makes me happy, you know? 5 and 6. And one thing about the KA, it kind of tells you which way it's supposed to be facing. There's a little arrow. Let me see if I can show it on the camera. It says intake, and then it has an arrow on facing forward on the motor. Make sure those are all facing the same direction. If not, you will mess these cams and the head up. All right. And now I just go in like a zigzag motion when I tighten them down. It's the best way that works for me. I haven't had an issue that way. I like to do them hand tight first. And then I torque everything down. Oh, man. And then I usually just come in with the drill just to get the cam seated down, and then I loosen all of them up and I torque them down. If you need the torque specs, everything is in a service manual on Google. It's a Nissan forum. You can find every torque spec on this motor. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. To the loop. Like I said, zigzag motion. So I have them all a little tight. So now what I come do, I will come back after I get this cam in. I'm gonna come back, loosen all of them up, and then torque them down to spec. I think it's like 10 foot-pounds or something like that. It's really, really light, not too tight. But yeah, let me get the other exhaust cam in and let's get this rolling. just like I said before, guys, you can either use assembly lube or oil. I'm currently out of oil, so we're just gonna use some assembly lube. I actually have to go to O'Reilly's probably tomorrow because this motor will be fully put back together tonight. I work pretty fast. I don't like waiting. I really don't like waiting, and I don't have anything else to do with my life. So we're gonna build this motor and put it all back together so that way I can drop it in the car. I'm still waiting on the, like I said, the adapter plate so I can hook up the 300ZX transmission, but as long as the motor is good to go, we don't have no issues. And then I'm gonna spin it by hand a few times. It should spin smoothly. It should spin smoothly. And I will show you guys how to time it because a lot of people are really skeptical and people have issues fucking doing timing. So I'm gonna fix all of those issues for you. All right, so we're gonna slide this bad boy cam in. Go. She's in. Now we just go get the cam caps just like before. I'm gonna do 3 at a time so I don't have to hold them too long. Guys, I know I'm still in uniform and I just didn't feel like changing. I get really lazy, so that's why I'm still in uniform. E6. E5 and E4. Make sure they're all, the arrows are pointing in all the right direction, you know. But yeah, we're gonna do the zigzag again, just so this seats correctly. Damn. I wish I had someone else here. So, well, I have someone here, but he's not talking. He's just like eating M&Ms. High as hell. Fucking baked. But yeah, this is a lot of, honestly, it's not even that bad. I'm just glad this isn't a 6-cylinder because I have an RB, I have 2 RBs and I had bought Tomei cams for it. And bro, I thought it was a lie when people said Tomei cams snap. But bro, them things snap, bro. They freaking snap. And they were $760, so that shit kind of pissed me off that I wasted that much money on some shit that fucking breaks. Sorry for my cursing. I don't know if it's illegal to curse on YouTube, but... And I'm not, my editing skills aren't quite there yet to blurp it out. I should blurp it out though. But one thing you will know about the Army, bro, we curse in every sentence, bro. And it is bad. It's bad. It's just how people understand this, you know? It's how people understand this. Like, you can curse in every sentence and not even be mad. Just be like, just chilling.
They don't know what you're saying.
Exactly. You have to add emphasis to every sentence. You have to put an exclamation point at every sentence. There we go. Cams are in. Alrighty. So now I have to look up the service manual myself because quite frankly, I really don't remember like at all. I don't just keep it on the top of my head. So let me find the torque specs for this and yeah. Put all the timing back together. Should be fun. I can honestly get all this back together in like an hour. I think the longest thing that's gonna take me is cleaning off the oil pan because I use a lot of RTV and that's why none of my cars leak oil. So I will get back to you guys on that and let's go. Alright guys, so I have my torque wrench here. Service manual says up to 11.6 or 10.9, I'm sorry, 10.9. I have mine at 10.5 just so if like I go over, I'm not gonna hurt it. So go ahead and see what we talking about over here. Yeah, what shit looks. why you torque everything down, guys. That was a little too tight. Let me loosen that real quick. Now I'm just gonna get the motor at TDC. So cylinder number 1 is supposed to be facing all the way up, and I'm gonna tell that with a flathead screwdriver. You guys might not be able to hear me. I got my heater going. It's 20 degrees outside. It's cold, and I don't like cold. So let me get all the timing chains hooked up. I'm gonna go over these with the torque one more time just to ensure that it's good. And I'm gonna put it all in a time lapse, so be right back. All right, guys, so I just did timing on everything. My hands were super dirty. So you're gonna have a dot right here, a dot here, a dot down here, one up here, and then one down here. And you should be at top dead center, so cylinder 1 should be all the way up. And yeah, I mean, that's just basically how you set up the timing chain. Show you again. All the dots line up. Then you come down, another dot lines up. I already have all my tensioners in and my guides. And we're cleaning this. I already cleaned it all up. Added the gasket maker to it. And then we have my boy Dom over here. Cleaned out the oil pan, nice and clean. I just have to bend it back because I had to pry it open. We got the RB20 over there. Trying to think about what else. Next thing we have to clean is the oil pump. Just have to get all this gasket maker off. Oh. Have to get all the gasket maker off. Reseal it. Put it back on. Put on the valve cover. Put on the oil pan. And plug in the distributor. So yeah, but that's gonna be all for today. I showed you guys how to do the timing chain, showed you where it's supposed to go. If you want the torque specs, you just get those off of Google like I did. I'm not really good at editing. I would put the manual in the video, but I don't know how to do all that yet, so I'm still learning, guys. But 240 is going in for engine bay paint this week. Yeah, it's two-tone and it has a rust hole, so we're gonna get that all completed, get that all cleaned up. The 300ZX transmission is going in, and we're gonna clean up all of this. It's not gonna look like this when I'm done. But yeah, so she's gonna be a ripper for sure, And yeah, so everyone, I'm about to turn the camera around. Y'all have a good night or a good day, and I'm gonna get after it, and stay tuned for another video.